Hey, it's Em here with another super random episode. I had some thoughts that I wanted to share, so I was like, why not in this gorgeous atmosphere, come on here and share some of these thoughts, see if it triggers any thoughts for you, if you have any stories that you want to share just based on what I'm talking about. But this is a thought that came up because of a video that I'm about to post on another channel that I have on YouTube. And this ties into my hair, but it also ties into a bigger concept or a bigger idea. At least I think it does. So before I got to this look, I have locks right now. Before I got to this point, for a long time I was wearing my hair in a way that I had to use chemicals to keep it manageable, which now my concept of what's manageable hair has changed a lot since then. But at the time I thought that manageable meant I could comb it in a normal way and things like that. I had a very different perspective of my appearance. But over time, I remember there were a lot of things that that influenced why I changed my hairstyle. There were a lot of things. It was time consuming to do my hair the way I used to do it. It was taking away from a lot of things. It was taking away from those regular activities that I wanted to do. Like I would swim less because I didn't want to, because of how much it could mess with my hair or damage my hair or just take more time to maintain or fix. And so my hair started to be perceived more as like a burden for me. And because I don't want something that mundane to hold me back, I guess, or I don't want something that, I don't know how to describe, something that simple to hold me back from doing something that really does mean something. And I've had different moments throughout my life where I did try to like simplify that, because I don't like to spend too much time worrying about my appearance. Look at my outfit, okay? Like, I'm wearing sweatpants, just a t-shirt that I'm pretty sure has holes in it from being washed so much over the years. I should probably just get a new shirt, but I don't know. It's still a valid shirt for now, so that's why I'm wearing it. But when I started to have this moment where I was like, wait, I'm turning down doing this because of my hair, or even just like, even when I didn't decline activities, it would just take up so much time for me to get it back where I wanted to go. And what I really want is freedom to be able to focus on things that truly matter to me. And for me, like, my looks isn't one of them. And I think there's a gigantic helicopter in the sky. What the heck? Okay, so anyway, when I just had this big moment of realization. I mean, I've had several moments that led to me changing that, but it made me just think about how I've had to, like, other areas and different ways that I've had to change my life in order to really like meet the main goals that I want to meet. Like, a lot of times, like, the things that are just supposed to be small parts of life, they've become such a big part of life because I didn't know another way. I didn't know an alternative. And so even like when I was thinking about what is a job, like what actually matters to me, and what steps am I taking to get there? If so much of my energy is focused on something that isn't a big long-term goal for me, or doesn't tie into the main things of the ways I want to, the way I want to live, what I want to do, what I want to accomplish, why am I spending so much time on that thing that isn't contributing to something bigger, my long-term vision for myself? So a small part of the day suddenly becomes something so much bigger. For me, that means it's time to rethink how I'm doing that. It's time to change up everything. And yeah, my goal is not my hair. My goal is to have time to do the other things that I want to do and to manage that properly. So there are things like that. Even with, my gosh, like even some other things that I've bought over time, like little things, like little purchases that I've made over time. Like, I think, for example, even my bicycle, my goal was to get outside and move. And it turns out my bicycle really wasn't my key to moving. I actually ended up giving it to my sister. But my bicycle was not like, the goal was not to bike. The goal was to be outside. And there's a difference there. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm here outside right now, and I didn't need a bike that takes up space in my apartment. I just need to put my shoes on, or not, and go outside. It's as simple as that. And so that's where like the mental shift has come. And so my hair was just such a great example of that. I've had many ups and downs of what I've done with my hair to try and make it. I've done a big cut to just give myself a bit more freedom. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is like, the big thing I've been trying to do, and even when I work with other people, I'm trying to help focus on what is our overall goal here, and what is holding us back, what is taking up time where we could actually be working towards that goal, what's taking up that time, and how can we get rid of that so we can actually start to meet those goals. Whew, that breeze is a little like chilly, but it's actually kind of nice too at the same time. I'm definitely gonna have to edit this video a lot. I was hoping I wouldn't have to, but I've rambled so much, and then that crazy helicopter parade just kind of overhead. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to redo this. But yeah, I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm curious if you've had anything in your life where you have spent, where it took up so much of your time, but then you realized that it didn't need to take up that much time. Like I'm very curious. I really am. Like this is a big part of like my job and stuff like that, to think about things like that. So I'd be very curious to know what kinds of things that you've learned from. Gosh, another helicopter, they're going crazy. Or no, it's a plane. I should know the difference. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. You are always welcome to leave comments, questions, anything down below. I'd also like to know what you think of this scenery where I'm filming. I'm trying to film more outside. I just think it's more beautiful. I think it's just great. It's a nice environment. It's way better than like the closed small box that is my apartment. That's a big thing, that there are deer like right near me, and it's really freaking me out. Okay, I might have to finish recording this somewhere else, because I kid you not, there are deer like way too comfortably. Look, there was a deer even closer than that. That was really scary. Okay, all right, I think the deer are now, I think they are now afraid of me. I'm hoping that's what happened. They're kind of staring right now. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't trust deer. I grew up, they're always around, but I don't trust them like that. And they're kind of dangerous. I was riding my motorcycle a few years ago, and I was just riding my motorcycle down the road, and a deer just shoots out in front of me. And I'm like, on a motorcycle, you're extremely vulnerable. It's just you, and it's just your body and whatever little body shield is in the jacket and pants covering and helmet, but like your body's still very vulnerable. And this deer runs across, and then I'm like, wow. I slowed down and everything, but then the deer turned around and ran back out in front of my motorcycle again. It doesn't make sense, because he had to run diagonally more into my line of driving in order to do that. So to me, that is absolutely crazy. And yes, that's where I stopped trusting deer. So yes, yeah, that was so odd. And if I'm itching my arm, that's from my wasp bite. Yeah, so they can be a little bit more dangerous. It's more dangerous than one might think. I think, yeah, with deer, especially because they're so frequent, or you can see them like so many places in like the definitely northeastern USA. So yeah, we're all kind of used to them, but at the same time, like they're extremely dangerous in that way. Like they're not like, I'm gonna attack you, but some things can be harmful even if it's not trying to attack you, as I found out with the wasp last week. So yeah, but I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back in a week and a half with another random episode, but I'm so glad you could join me. It's the most perfect spot for filming, and there aren't too many people around it, so that kind of helps as well. Yeah, but thank you for joining me. I will talk with you, yeah, like I said, in a week and a half. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll talk with you then. Bye for now.